Welcome all. Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. Always an amazing pleasure to be here and connect with such beautiful, wonderful people. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So today I'm going to do a meditation on aligning with your dreams. And we'll just do a quick little chat about that. Oh, hello, Joanne. Afternoon where you are. It's morning where I am. And Maria, namaste. Thank you. Beautiful to be here. I think seeing as we've got a few people, I need to choose a card. I can't help myself. I have to choose a card. So let's just see, because this session is about aligning with your dreams, I'm going to, whoops, that one popped out. So this card will be about how to help us align with our dreams. So hello, Dina from New York. Thank you for being here. Just beautiful, beautiful. So this is the card I chose, flow. So being in the flow, it's one of those sometimes things that are a bit difficult to to get into the flow. It's the mind says, tell me how to get there. And of course, being in the flow is more about feeling into the centeredness of you, into the heartfulness of you, being fully present right here, right now, in this moment. And that's why so many people that talk about they do extreme sports, so they do extreme things, they find it easy to be in the flow. Well, of course, because if you're doing anything extreme, you've got to bring all your focus into this moment because your life depends on it. So, and that's a form of mindfulness, of course. And of course, when you're there, when you are really, really centered in that space, you are in the flow because you are fully connected to your higher self, to all things, and you just allow that to flow through, and it is your feeling or your intuition, probably not the best word, intuition, but it is your knowing is a better word, that helps you to take one step after the other, that supports you in that, and you just know that this is exactly the next step that I need to take. So aligning with your dreams, being in the flow will help. So let me just read out what's on the card and then we will get on with that. So to be open means to flow, not to hold yourself rigid in fear and resistance. Your true nature is openness. You do not have to achieve it, for you are already open. It is the mind that is closed, locked into certain belief systems that arise from your conditioned experience. The open heart is open to all experiences, for the wisdom of your heart knows that at the center of all experience is love. If you are searching for serenity, security, prosperity, and to be loved, know it already exists. All that you have to do is feel it and see it. As you do, the old illusions fueled by outdated beliefs and thought patterns will dissolve and your energy will transcend, moving you towards more of who you are. Feel the flow. So there you go. That is being in the flow. So aligning with your dreams. The first thing we need to ask ourselves is, what are our dreams? Are they coming from a place of our centeredness, our soul, or are they coming from a place of our conditioned mind? Now, let me just tell you, last week somebody asked me, actually the second meditation session I do, somebody asked me why I was single. I've been married twice, and since I've gone through menopause and I'm now in my second Saturn returns, I've just turned 59, and I've got to a point in my life where I realised that I don't actually need to be in a relationship. Actually, I don't know if I've ever really wanted to be in a relationship. Now, that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with being in relationships, and I'm talking about romantic relationships here. And romantic relationships are amazing for discovering who you are, because those intimate relationships, that's a mirror held very close to you. And when it feels great, it feels amazing. But when it feels off, it feels horrible. And often we try to go about trying to change the circumstances or even the other person, as I have, as I tried to do. It's a little bit like, now you nearly fit my fantasy. Let me just tweak you a bit. I'm sure I can get you to fit it. And I don't mean to be so facetious there, but it's like sometimes we just have to make a little bit of a laugh at ourselves a little bit. And I don't mean laugh at ourselves in a horrible way, but the absurdity of some of the things that I did in my romantic relationships. I look back and think, what was I thinking? I don't really know if that came out of a place of love. I think it actually came out of a place of me feeling like I didn't want to be abandoned. I felt like I wanted to be loved by someone, accepted by somebody. So, and, you know, my parents, as much as I loved my parents, I didn't like them at times, and I'm sure they didn't like me, and we had quite a difficult relationship. They've gone now, but I actually have a much better relationship with them now. Because when I talk to them, I'm not the personality or the conditioned beliefs that they had when they were on the earth are no longer there. Now, what was I saying? I went off somewhere. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We obviously don't need to talk about that. Or if someone can remind me, let me know in the chat. So it came back to why am I single? And as I said, there's absolutely nothing wrong with being in a relationship or wanting a relationship. I've just got to a point in my life now where it's like, actually, I'm okay. I'm fine. My next adventure is to really find a way to support myself and then give other people opportunities to support themselves as well. So I've been doing this work for nearly 30 years, and sometimes I've taken a step forward and half a dozen back. But always know, if you feel that way in your spiritual journey or your inner journey, just know that you're never going backwards. You are always moving forward. Always. Even if it feels difficult, even if you feel like you've hit a brick wall, even if you feel like things are a bit difficult, you are always moving forward. As we move forward, we move into the unknown, and the unknown can prod and poke at our buttons, at our triggers, at the things that we are yet to love about ourselves. So it's and that's why it can sometimes feel like you're going backwards, but you are never, ever going backwards. Just keep moving forward. Have the courage to keep moving forward. And if you are here listening to this, that's exactly where you are. You have great courage. You are feeling empowered. You may feel at times that you're disempowered, but just know this is the whole point of being alive on the earth. And the contrast helps us to really figure out what we want. What are our dreams? What are our desires? What do I really want to create on the earth? What do I want to create in my life? And something to ask yourself is, as I said earlier, am I creating this out of love or out of fear? So out of love means I just see the beauty in life and I just want to create more. And it's like you go back to all those childhood dreams and desires where anything was possible. And just know that anything is possible. Don't ever talk yourself out of it. Don't argue for your limitations. We're really good at that, being humans. And I've done it. We all do it. It's like, this isn't happening because of this. Let me just tell you all the reasons why this is not happening in my life and why I've got to this point and the people who have hurt me and the situations that have hurt me. And of course, all of that is holding you down in the in fear, and you're arguing for your limitations. So you're basically saying, I'm limited and I'm going to tell you why. And of course, the problem with that is that you're then going to create from this place. You're going to create from, I don't feel good enough. You're going to create from that victim place. And I need more money, or I need to be thinner. I need to look different. I need to look more successful before I can step forward in life. And none of that is true. But of course, that's part of our conditioned beliefs that can sometimes hold us back. And I've been there, and I still am from time to time. You know, when doubt pops up in your mind, that is telling you that there's something inside of you that is out of balance. It's a trigger. Doubt is not that I'm not capable of this, because you are capable of whatever it is that you want. If, and this is the big if it excites you, if you feel passionate about it. If you don't, it's just going to cause resentment in you, because somewhere deep inside of you, you think, well, actually, somebody told me that I have to do this thing to get the thing that I want. And the problem with that is now you're not in the flow. You're in the opposite of being in flow. And you're going to start hitting all of these obstacles. And of course, when obstacles come up, when you hit a brick wall, when these difficult things happen, it's happening to tell you that you've gone as far as you can on this particular route, this particular path. So, you know, it's like if you hit a brick wall, it's like, okay, we've got to back now and then try another path. And it doesn't mean that you leave your dreams and desires behind. Of course not. Letting go means you're just letting go of the resistance to them. You're letting go of the resistance that will take you to that. You want to find the path of least resistance. So if we are creating out of fear, we're going to create the long way round and difficult situations. But of course, deep down inside, if you've been taught that you need to suffer, that you need to look like you're working hard to get the results that you want, so people will think better of me, you know, it's like, you know, when you work really hard, when you suffer, when you get the thing that you want, people will think well of you. But, you know, in the end, who cares what other people think? And when we think about all the statues in the world and a lot of the things that we give thanks to people for, it's because of their suffering. And what about if we could go the other way around and still look at the same people, but it's like, this is their achievements. Look at what they did. It is wonderful. And they didn't have to suffer to get there. Let's not focus on the suffering. Because if you focus on your suffering, you're just going to get more of it. Simple as that. Whatever you put out, you get more of it. And you don't ever have to believe anything I'm saying. If it helps you to solidify or consolidate an idea in you, that's wonderful, because my work is all about you, helping you move back to the authenticity of you and finding your path, because your path is needed for us all. We don't want to follow someone else's path. We don't want to we can be inspired by other people's paths, but don't look to that path and say, what did they do to get there? I'll do the same thing. Because, of course, the problem with that is that you're not listening to your inner path, your inner dreams. Your head has gone into the process of thinking, okay, I have to do this to be happy. And just like I said earlier, it's like when people tell you that do this thing and then you'll be happy, but only do it if it gives you, and I don't mean excitement as in woohoo excitement, I mean as in inside of you, it's like, oh yeah, this resonates and this really feels like this is the next logical step for me to take. If we get too many woohoos in our life, we've gone to the extreme. And there's nothing wrong with being excited and wonderful and all of that. But don't wait for that so-called really high feeling of what people think is excitement or passion to move you forward onto your path. Now, does any of this make sense? Is this helping people? Let me know in the chat, because, sometimes I can go off on a bit of a tangent. But it's like I really want people to get clear about their dreams. Oh, thank you, Joy. What do you want to create? Not what do you think you have to create, or not what, I can only create this because I've got this type of education or this type of degree or this amount of money, because that's all limitations. But we do that. It's like, this is the goal that I want. Okay, so what do I have now? I have this amount of money. I have this amount of education. I have this amount of whatever in my life. Okay, so how can I make that work? And yes, look at that, but don't use it as the whole way to move forward, because as soon as you do that, you've gone into control mode. Somebody asked me the other day about phobias, and they had a crippling phobia of heights. And I said, well, don't worry. I said, I never liked heights, but I've challenged myself a few times to go to climb things and to go up very high. And what I realized was it had nothing to do with how high I was. It had to do with how I thought I was going to get down. There was a fear of falling. And underneath that is a fear of not being in control. So when you have any type of outside trigger, we got to keep going inward and inward and inward. Keep asking the questions. Why am I feeling that? And what emotion is it bringing up? What feeling is it bringing up? Because if you're still repeating something in your life, and what I mean by that, and people often say to me, I know I've got this issue, but I keep doing the same thing. And I know I repeat this a lot, but it seems to be something that keeps coming up. And I keep repeating this, and the only reason that you're repeating something is because inside of you, you believe that to not do this thing, you would suffer. So to try something different would bring along, you may suffer. You need to do this, repeat this old pattern to keep you safe. And that's the only reason that we keep repeating it. And also, if you keep repeating it and you're aware of it, and people, when people say to me, I've this thing is happening and I keep repeating it and I'm aware that it's not good for me. As soon as you're aware of it, it becomes a choice. Now, don't beat yourself up about that, because the choice is also the habit as well. Go easy on yourself. But just know that once you become aware of something, if you find that you keep repeating it, it becomes a choice. And again, you can just go within. You just got to keep asking yourself. And I know it takes courage to do that, because we don't want to face our fears a lot of the time, because we think it's going to be painful, or we don't want to face our demons because, again, we think it's going to be painful. But I tell you, it's more painful to carry them around with you, to have them inside of you and try and push them away, which is using your precious energy, and have them go everywhere with you. Imagine what that does over a period of 10, 20, 30 years. No wonder we look at older people sometimes and they're all sort of hunched over. Of course, they've got the weight of their stuff that they're still carrying around with them. And imagine what that does to your cells, to your organs. They start to deteriorate because a lot of your energy is going to this thing that you don't want. Anyway, enough about that. I feel like I'm got on my soapbox. But, I'm so passionate about helping people to feel empowered because I felt disempowered growing up. Living in Melbourne in Australia, came from London, but with my family. But growing up in Melbourne, Australia, at that particular time, not many people may know this, but we had white Australia policy only. It was only in the late 70s that changed. We often quick to criticise many other people around the world, but, that was that, and it was boring. Suburbia was as boring as anything. We had to go into the city, into Melbourne, to go to the movies, to do any great shopping. There was no shopping centres or shopping malls in the suburbs then. I am showing my age. That was back in the 70s, but it was just, and I was bored out of my brain. And so I would write a lot. And I felt so disempowered because I was told that I had to be this way. You've got to get your education. You've got to do this and you've got to do that. And I tell you, I was just really bored. Anyway, I left school at 15 and became a hairdresser because I wanted to earn money to get out, to move out as quickly as I could. And at that particular time, that was an apprenticeship was something I could do to move me out of work. Yes, especially coming from London, even though I was 4. So we were what was called 10-pound poms. My parents came out. It was £10 each for them, and my sister and I were free. But of course, my father had 2 heart attacks, and my mother had a breakdown, and because Australia wasn't what they thought it was going to be. My father had fought in the Second World War. My mother was an evacuee out of London as a child, and they had their own issues. And so it was an interesting time, but thankfully my parents inspired me to look deeper. I didn't want to live the life they were living. I didn't want to feel the way that they did. And that's fine. That was their choice to make. And I try not to, I don't judge them now. I used to judge them. Of course I did. I wanted them to be different. I wanted them to think differently, but we all do that when we're growing up. Until we realise that actually, maybe I chose this life. Maybe I chose this situation. And once you go down that path, you can't really blame them for your issues in life. And they are doing what they're doing the best that they can with what they know. So any type of trauma growing up, and this is not to diminish any type of trauma, because we all need to do the healing on ourselves, and horrendous things happen to people. Wonderful things happen to people. And if anything really difficult has gone on in your life, it's maybe think about it this way. You were such an inspired soul that you wanted to experience an extreme. You wanted to experience something that was really extreme in order for you to create something bigger when you were on the earth. Because the more extreme our experiences are, the clearer we get with, this is what I want. This is the dream I want to create. This is the desire I want to create. This is what I want to see on earth. I want people to be kinder. I want people to be, to integrate, for us all to learn from each other, from or whatever it is that your desires and your dreams are. And again, you don't have to believe me. But it is essentially, you're a really brave soul. If something really, really difficult happened to you, and now you have the opportunity to take that and create something beautiful in this world. And there is so many beautiful things going on in the world. The media will tell us the opposite, but Just don't listen to if the media upsets you, if it spins your head around, just don't look at it. Don't look at it until you can look at it and it doesn't affect you. You're just gaining the information from that, because we don't want to bypass anything. Somebody, obviously I've been doing this work for a long time, and I stepped into this right in the middle of crystal shops, the New Age revival, all the light and love. And somebody was criticising that era to me the other day. And I said, well, we've grown since then, thank goodness. But, that's the whole object of living on this life, on this planet. But in the 90s and the early 2000s, we couldn't have the conversations that we're having now. Well, we could, but not with the masses, not with the so many people had no idea what I was talking about. So many people had to, they just thought I was weird and strange, and but that's okay. So it is this whole idea that the New Age was bypassed things. But this was a time when we started to have these conversations. This was a time when we started to have listen to things coming up, and people's traumas were coming up. And and I was a Reiki. I used to teach Reiki then, and I was a counsellor. And I didn't know what to say to so many of these people. But, in the end, my job was to listen and to create a space for them, to help them to heal themselves. And hopefully I helped some people with that. But, and that's why there was so much, we'll just give them light and love, because people didn't know what else to do. Now, thankfully, moving forward 20 or so years, we now have all these frameworks, we now have all these beautiful people that create that have delved down into things and have given us the processes, given us the reasons why things happen. They've done the research, and if this is something that inspires you, it's wonderful, because I've always known that the psychic world is not the superstitious world that people think that it is. It's just the unknown. There are things that we do not know yet, but we are learning them. We are beginning to understand frequency. We're beginning to understand vibrations and timelines and dimensions. We're beginning to understand these things more. We're expanding our consciousness. So out of all of this, what do you want to create? What is your dream? Not what do you think you can do? What is your dream? Based on the life that you have lived, the experiences that you've had, what have they inspired you to want to see in the world? I can tell you one that I had right back in the 90s. My first husband worked for IBM, and so we had access to the internet, which was actually called bulletin boards right back in the mid-90s. And bulletin boards were places that you could visit and talk about things, and one of the precursors to the internet. And I also love technology, so it's like, okay, but for me it was amazing, because I could then start to connect with people who had similar ideas to me. And of course, this is all pre-Facebook, social media, all of that, because it was always really difficult. Growing up in boring suburbia, it was really difficult for me to connect with people that that were similar, that had similar ideas. So I lived a lot of my time in the library searching. But, the old psychic section was probably about 10 books, and most of it was on demonic stuff, and it was like, I don't really think that's not what I'm looking for. So then I did find some Buddhism and things, but I have no religion, even though I have Buddha behind me and Kuan Yin and Ganesh. It's like I've studied all the religions, but I take from these what inspires me, because I don't want anyone to have to think that they have to follow a certain path or certain rules and regulations to experience their dreams and desires. We never want to, you don't want to replace one belief system with another, because then it's still outside of yourself. It's still not you. But certainly do research, have the conversations, talk to people, ask their opinions, but let it intermingle with you and inspire your own truth, your wisdom. So I think I've waffled on enough. So it is just, again, it's just to help you understand where I'm coming from with dreams and desires. We could, you can always do whatever it is that you want to do. Simple as that. But the thing to ask yourself is, when you get the results, was this the result I wanted? It's going to help me move to something closer to my heart. So in the end, it doesn't really matter what you do. Your soul expands. Your guides and angels, light beings, loved ones around you, they expand with you, and the universe expands. So, because of course, it is only on earth that we have that duality of right and wrong. But the right and wrong helps us to understand what inspires us and what doesn't, so that we can create something bigger. Know that you are a wave. Think of yourself as a wave in the ocean. Which you're traveling along on the wave and you're moving towards the shore, and and using the analogy, when we get to the shore, people might say that is death. But as soon as you go to the shore, you move back into the ocean. And so all the ocean is, of course, the whole universe and the source, and you were always a part of it, and you will always be a part of it. And so hopefully that just helps you to understand that everything is connected. But of course, that single wave is having its own experience within the experience of everything. So essentially, people get upset when I say this, but essentially life has no meaning. But you give your life your meaning. So life in itself doesn't have any meaning as such. It's there for the whole experience of it. Your experience of life is what gives meaning. And so don't ever focus or lean on someone else's idea of the meaning of life, because the meaning of life is whatever you give to it, whatever your dreams and desires are, whatever gives you fulfillment, whatever gives you passion and excitement. So let's meditate before I waffle on a bit more. I always say, okay, I'm going to come on today, we're going to chat for 10 minutes, then we're going to meditate. And I say this to my guides before I come. So just, get me there. And this is my mind, because the mind often, the mind is telling me that people want to meditate. They don't want to listen to you waffle on. But however, once I am in this space and I'm centered, I'm open to whatever comes. And often it is the response of all of you, because this is a big co-creation. It might be me doing most of the talking, but this is a co-creation between my guides and your guides, and vice versa. So the meditation is also created that way as well. So for me, it's amazing. It's part of my creative process and connecting to my imagination. And so I really inspire you to connect to your imagination as we go into this meditation. And just allow the possibility that all things are possible and that all of those beautiful dreams that you have within you are possible, are absolutely possible. Oh, thank you, Joy. Joy's just saying it's not waffling. She needed to hear it. And of course, what happens is the questions you have in your mind inspire my guides, because as I said before, we're all part of the same ocean. And if you're here, this information is going to come through. And it's not that I'm anything special. Anyone can do this. Anyone can do it. All of my work's channeled, but we're all channeling on a daily basis. Anyway, so as we go into the meditation, let me just choose a card. Okay. And so this is what might inspire your meditation. And I got yin yang. So the contrast of life. But always remember that, you know, in the yin there's a little bit of yang, and in the yang there's a little bit of yin. So it's not like it's divided down the center. So sit quietly and close your eyes. This is before we meditate. Breathe slowly and deeply in your minds, and in your mind's eye, imagine a yin-yang symbol representing two opposing but complementary forces. Something that's found throughout all of nature. Yin is often symbolized as water or earth and is considered the receptive feminine force. Yang is symbolized by fire or wind and is the creative masculine force. While opposites, they are not absolutes. Nothing can exist on our physical plane without its opposite. And neither part is superior to the other. Allow this image to move you to your center, where you feel at one and at peace with your whole being. And you are everything. So think about that as we go into the meditation. So if you just want to make yourself nice and comfortable, you can sit or lie down, whatever is most comfortable for you. And always remember that it's extremely important, really, for your body to be comfortable. There's nothing more distracting to your meditation. If your body is hurting, and often people will go into suffering. I just have to lie here. I just have to be quiet and still. But of course, now they're out of their center, and they're thinking that they have to be a certain way or do something in order to meditate. But really, meditating is just about coming back to you. My words are not that important. They'll always take you on a journey. But it's not the words that make the meditation. It's the intention and the energy behind it. And that will inspire you even more. So now that you've made yourself comfortable, just gently close your eyes. And in the closing of your eyes, we begin to gently let go of the outside world, to journey into your inner world. And as you close your eyes, you open your heart. And let's open ourselves to the possibility of a new dream, of a new earth. You have the ability to create heaven or hell. So why not focus on creating a heaven on earth? Allow that love to flow. And allow that whole idea, the possibilities of possibilities, to flow through your breath as you breathe in and you breathe out. Breathing in the new and breathing out the old. Allow your body to just gently relax. Feel your shoulders dropping down, your jaw relax. Imagine a beautiful, beautiful sense of calm and peace flowing over you and into the room. You can imagine it to be your favorite color. And this color just flows over you like waves of peace, waves of calm, of harmony, waves of love. And you feel a beautiful sense of relaxation flowing over your head and your face. All of the muscles of your face just relax. It becomes soft and easy. And you notice that your eyelids are just gently, softly closed over your relaxed eyes. And you can feel that your eyeballs are so relaxed and calm. Having a rest from viewing the physical world. And that beautiful sense of relaxation and peace, your favorite color, flows over your shoulders and down your arms and around your wrists and through your hands. And again, you feel your shoulders dropping down. Drop them down a little bit more. Relax them. And feel any heaviness or burdens being lifted off your shoulders. Let your guides, angels, light beings and loved ones just take those burdens, for you don't need them in this moment. And waves of your favorite color flow down your back, down your spine and across your back. And you feel yourself becoming stronger. Your backbone becomes stronger, more elongated, but relaxed and soft. And any worries from the past, any regrets from the past, just gently fall away, moving further and further into the past as you come into this moment, into your heart even more. And again, you can ask your light beings, loved ones, angels, light beings to just gently take those regrets, take those hurts from the past. For right here, right now, in this moment, you don't need them. You are exactly where you need to be right here, right now, in this moment, in the being of you. And waves of your beautiful colour just flow over the front of you now, across your chest, across your torso, your stomach, your hips, the fronts of your legs. And you feel all of this part of you soften and relax. And you feel any fear about the future, any anxieties or worries about what will happen, where you are going. You just feel them all just floating away as you move more and more into your center. And again, you can ask your light beings, loved ones, guides or angels to just gently take those anxieties and worries. They'll hold them for you while you move more and more into the center of you, into this moment, into the fullness of you. And imagine that you breathe in that beautiful sense of peace and relaxation. Breathe in your favorite color. Breathe it in through your nose. Breathe it in through all the pores of your skin. Breathe it in through the top of your head and the soles of your feet. And breathe it in through your heart. Let it pour into every part of you. And you feel all of your muscles and organs, your blood, every part of you is relaxing, letting go so that it can do its job to the best of its ability, to its highest potential. Breathe it in deeper and deeper into every cell within your body, and allow every cell in your body to be filled with this beautiful color and an amazing sense of relaxation and ease. All is well. You are absolutely perfect right here, right now, in this moment. In the authenticity of you. And take your focus now to the middle of your chest, to your energetic heart. And as you're breathing in and out of your heart, just imagine that you flow inward on your breath into your heart. Your consciousness is moving deep, deep within you, into the heart of you. And through your heart, you take yourself to a beautiful place in nature, somewhere deep, deep within you, a sacred place. It can be whatever it is that you want it to be. Use your imagination to create an amazing place. And it may be filled with animals and birds, beautiful sunlight, and somewhere in this beautiful space in nature, deep within you, there is an expanse of water. It could be a river, a lake or a pond, or a babbling brook. Whatever it is, take yourself to this expanse of water. And you notice that on the banks of this expanse of water is an elderly being. A wise being that seems to elude or extrude or give out such wisdom. As you move closer, you notice that there is all of this beautiful light flowing out of their head. And they have an aura around them that just seems to be filled with so many colours. And you're not sure whether you should go to them or not, as they seem to be meditating. But as you think that, this beautiful wise being turns around and looks at you. And they have the kind of eyes that are kind and loving. And they beckon you towards them. And you move towards this wise being. And you sit down. You both sit down on the banks of your water. And you ask this wise being, why have they got so much light flowing from them? Who are they? And can they teach you to do the same thing? And this beautiful wise being just gently looks at you. And he takes, and they take a hand and place it in their heart. And this wise being pulls out its heart. And within the heart is a tiny golden flame. And it takes this golden flame and it places it in your heart. And as that flame is placed in your heart, you feel a beautiful sense of absolute pure love, of allowing, of being. Every part of you, it's like all of your cells are all vibrating. You have a sense that you are not solid, that there is a fluid energy, that you are a fluid energy, and that anything in this moment is possible. And the wise being places their heart back inside of them, and then says to you, a long time ago, I asked my teacher the same thing you have just asked me. And that teacher took their heart out, took the golden flame and placed it into my heart. I am you. I am you in a higher dimension. And you are ready to feel the absolute fullness of who you are. All of your dreams, all of your desires, all that you want to create, all that you can create in the physical, on earth. And one day, somebody will come to you and ask you, why do you glow? Who are you? And can you teach me to do that? And you will do just as I have done. And with that, the beautiful wise being just simply begins to fade from view. But you know that they are always there with you. They're one of your guides. Maybe a teacher guide. But something profound has just happened deep within you. And you can feel the change. You can feel that it is time to move on to a new timeline, a new understanding of who you are, and a new path of dreams. And you may like to lie down on the banks of this water, this beautiful space deep within you, and allow the energy of that golden flame to grow within you. Let it touch every cell within your body. And you can feel that this golden flame is love. It's just pure love. And as it touches every cell within your body, you are sending love to every cell within your body. And every cell in your body receives that love and sends it back to you. And you all become one. You become one with every cell within your body. And you can feel the love in this flame, and it is growing larger and larger now. And it now moves to touch every emotion and thought and idea within your mind. And you send love to all of those places within you. And they receive that love, they feel that love, become that love, and they send that love to you. And you all become one. And you become one with your thoughts and your ideas and your beliefs. And there is no longer any resistance. And you all become one. And this beautiful energy that is flowing within this flame grows larger and larger. And you now send out that love to all of the animals on the planet, to all of the insects, to every living being on the planet. And all the animals and the insects, they take that love. They're grateful for that, and they send that love back to you, and you all become one. And this beautiful flame grows larger and larger, and you now find yourself wanting to send love to the wind, to the air, to the oxygen, to everything within the air. And you give love to all of that. And you give that great thanks to all of that in the air. And it receives your love, becomes that love, and sends it back to you, and you become one with air. And you send love to the earth, to Mother Earth, to the whole planet, and to all of the minerals and the rocks and the mountains and everything within the earth. And they all receive this beautiful love, this golden light from your flame. They feel loved, and they send that love back to you, and you become one with earth, with all the elements of earth, with all the minerals of earth. And you now feel that it's growing even more and more within you, this expanse of love within you, and you send it out to all of the water, to the oceans, to the rivers, to the snow, to the hail, to the intelligence of water. And all of water receives this love, becomes love and sends it back to you, and you become one with water. And this beautiful flame within you grows larger and larger, and it is a cool flame. It doesn't hurt you, doesn't burn you, but it does transform and transcend anything within you into love. And you find yourself becoming more and more one with the fire. And it grows even larger and larger, and you look up at the sky and you send your love out to the sky, beyond the sky, to the sun, to the moon, to every single star, to the planets, to the galaxy, to the galaxies beyond, to the whole universe. And it is received by all of these beautiful elements and the universe, the galaxies, this galaxy, the planets, the stars, the sun and the moon, all send that beautiful love back to you, and you all become one. And you are now radiating and vibrating so much with this beautiful, beautiful fire within you, this fire of love, this light of love. And you now send it to infinity. And infinity embraces this love and sends it back to you, and you become one with the infinite. You are eternal. And now you send that light that is fully radiating within you. Send that light to every human on the planet. Send it out to them. And let's allow every single human being to open their hearts to receive that, to inspire their dreams, to inspire their love. And they become grateful, full of grace, and send love to you. And you become one with all of humanity. And know that through our hearts we are all connected. And now allow that flame to show you a dream, a desire, something deep within you that has been burning away within you. And let it flow and let it come forward, and you might see it as a beautiful sphere of golden light. And it just gently floats in front of you, and you can look within it. And you can see that this dream, this desire, all the many dreams and desires, you can see yourself living them. You can see how they are in your life. It's like you have moved forward and you can see that this is a part of your life. Now that you know this, know that every inspiration, every idea is moving you towards this place. Magnetic attraction is moving you towards this place. So take note of your inspirations. Take note of your intuition. And allow yourself to be in the flow of the path of most allowance that's moving you towards your dreams and desires. Send love to that place. Send rays of love. And beautiful rays of love flow from that place back to you, and you all become one. And that beautiful sphere of golden light moves gently into your heart. Take a deep breath in and out, taking in the breath of life, feeling how wonderful it is to just simply breathe, to be. And with each breath that you take in from the breath of life, you feel yourself now moving, expanding from your heart, your awareness, your consciousness that is deep within your heart, deep within your place in nature. It is now expanding, filling up your physical body and bringing back with you all of the experiences and the feelings and the wisdom. Take a deep breath in and feel yourself fully aligned and filling up your physical body. And as you breathe out, we breathe out the gratitude and the grace for being here on the earth, right here, right now, in this time of great expansion. Breathe in and breathe out. Call all your energies back to this moment, to this place, and be fully present in the magnificence of you. Take another deep breath in and out. Welcome home. And when you feel ready, gently open your eyes and see the world through new eyes. thank you. That was really quite wonderful. So thank you all for being here and inspiring that. I hope that helped you. And I hope that you all know that as you move along this path, there will be people that come to you and you're a little bit further on the path than they are, and they will ask for help, or they will ask for understanding. And always remember that we're not here to save anyone, we're not here to take their pain, we're not here to fix them, but we are here to inspire them. And so think of it this way. If you're in a higher vibration, allow yourself to stay there, always, always. And if somebody comes along and they ask you for help, don't go down to where they are. Stay here, no matter what. Give them something to move towards. You will always love them. You will always support them, no matter what. But we want to help people to do it for themselves. We don't want to do it for them. Because if you've ever had anyone that's tried to do that to you, it feels quite disempowering and judgmental. So just something to think about as we go about our days, afternoons and evenings. And I just want to say thank you once again. It is just always surprising and amazing. I've been running guided meditation circles in different forms for about 25 years. And it's always inspirational, always wonderful. I always learn something, and hopefully I have helped you to learn something about yourself. Now, did anyone have any questions that they wanted to ask? Anything that they wanted to share? Or I've got I'll do 3 card picks if you like. So the first 3 people that want, I'll choose a card for them, just as a special message about their dreams and desires today. I think I will take it from, what have I got here? I'll take them from my secret language of light. Feels like that's what's needed today. So this is my deck that I created, the secret language of light. And the first cards I chose were from my Flower of Life deck, another card deck that I have created. So, does anyone want a card? Or you're all very quiet, or you've all just disappeared, or, doesn't matter. Nobody wants a message? Okay. I will just choose a card then to end our session on. And this is just something for us to think about as you go, as we move away from the meditation and you connect to your dreams and desires. Okay. All right. Now, the reason that I use cards is because, one, I create them, but I do love them. But I also teach people that cards are a reflection of our inner self, and they help us to understand things about ourselves that we may not be aware of because we're too busy looking at something else. And so cards are a tool. There's nothing special about them. Like any type of tool that you use in divinational work, they are just tools. And really, they're just helping to get the mind out of the way so that you can feel the wonderment of you or get the message. Now, I have to laugh because I chose meditation. So, and maybe that's why no one else wants a message today. You're all too busy in that beautiful space of meditation. And so let me just read the message and then I'll finish up. Unless anyone had any questions or anything they wanted to share. And this is number 8. So 8 is the number of empowerment. And so for me, meditation is never about an escape. Meditation is about learning about ourselves more, coming back to ourself, coming back to our center so that we can be more at peace in the world. Well, not more at peace, but you can find your center when you're out in the world. You're not going to be pulled around so much. That's right, I'm still a little bit out there in my meditation. So, meditation, this is the message from this card from the Secret Language of Light. Love and master your emotions. It is time to begin or resume a meditation practice. Gently reflect on how far you have come. Emotional mastery means choosing to be in charge of your life by adjusting your emotions, ideas, and intellect to something that feels easier and softer. This discipline will liberate you by opening a door into the tranquility and wisdom of your soul's love. You can't go beyond limitations while you are still focused on them. Meditate by focusing on something that brings you joy, such as having a massage or playing with your pets, spending time with your children, or creating art. There is no right or wrong way to meditate. It is just a gentle shift in your attention away from the physical world and into a world of infinite possibilities. Meditation is a way of resetting your energy that brings you into a neutral space from where you can move forward. Your life experiences have led you here. Allow them to be the catalyst that creates joy and freedom. So I think that's a lovely message to finish on. It's pretty much just given us the whole theme of what we were working on today. So again, I hope that helped. If you aren't already, if you can be one of my followers, that would help me enormously. Know that this meditation we've done today, there is a similar one on my free tracks on Insight Timer, so you can practice it again. And yes, it is. I have a course on Insight Timer if anyone's interested in. It's a manifestation course which sort of works in with some of the themes that we worked with today. So again, I want to say thank you. Always a pleasure, always an honor. And I hope that you have an amazing day, evening, or afternoon. Oh, thank you, Joy. And I just want to say it is always phenomenal. And every time we do this work, we're creating more and more light upon the earth, and you are expanding and becoming more. So as always, be kind, be curious, and dream big. Lots of love, everyone. Thank you so much.